welcome to Ears Before Gear. This is a small little series that I wanted to do as part of C21 TV, just talking about the things that you need to do music production versus the things that you want. And if you don't know your arsehole from your elbow either, this might just be for you. Hopefully you will take something away from this that you'll be able to use practically on jobs. We've just got a new studio. We didn't have a huge budget to do things with it, but I went out and I got the things that I needed, not the things that I wanted. I didn't spend thousands of pounds on all the best Neve preamps. I didn't spend thousands of pounds on all the best monitoring money could buy. I used it wisely to do things like good sound treatment. I used it wisely to get the things that I needed to get to do the job that I do and that I love to do. So that's what I'm here to speak about. If that's not for you, then this probably isn't for you, and if that is for you, then great. I just want to start by saying I am not affiliated with any brand at all. Everything that we own because we wanted to buy that bit of gear. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the first thing in your signal change. Your preamps, the things that are at the front, the things that give you character, the things that give you clarity, the things that allow the sound to get from the guy hitting the drums to the guy on the computer thing. So recently I've been looking at buying things that I used to have when I had a bit more money and a slightly flashy studio. I quite liked the warm audio stuff. That was very good, but still quite expensive for what it is. Again, with things like the Golden Age preamps, they're great, they're really good, but you know, so before we've even got any bands coming in the door or any artists coming in the door and we need to, you know, make some money, I need to be thinking, well, okay, how can I do that? And then maybe later on invest in other stuff. So I went out and I bought. So here we have the Alctron MP73X2 microphone preamp. As you can tell, it looks suspiciously like a Neve. But does it sound anything like a Neve? Yes, they sound great. They sound absolutely brilliant. They have 3 independent transformers in each channel. So you've got one for your DI, you have an in and you have an out. You've got a lot of headroom on there, and I mean a lot. The noise floor is crazy low, but you also have, especially when you're whacking up the input gain, you do get that Neve characteristic. Now, I've also had a few other Neve clones, and I've had something from the 500 series. I've also had the Golden Age, but just a 1 channel. And I can tell you in all confidence that sounds more Neve-y than the Golden Age one did. I had I can't remember what it's called, it was the red one, burgundy. That sounds better. And it's cheaper. And you've got 2 channels. I don't know, not a lot of people out there talking about them. And I don't think it's because they're not good. Anybody who I've ever spoken to that has them, loves them, and actually compares them to a lot of the higher end stuff. They are way more high end than you might think. I'm going to put on here some audio samples so you can hear what they do with a kick, with a snare, some overhead, some bass guitar. They're great. So here's the Alctron on the inside kick drum and the top of the snare. Now this is by no means a mixed drum kit, but you know, you get the idea. In fact, I think you'd actually be really surprised at how little processing is actually on these. Anyway, I'll shut up now so you can listen. Let's just talk a little bit about functionality as well. So, we have a phase reverse, independent phantom power on each channel, which is very handy, a high cut, an insert, which means that you can run things like your 1172 clones straight in the back of an insert, and you can on and off that guy until your heart's content. 1 on each channel, and it also has a direct in here on the front, so 2 DIs, again with their own independently run transformer. So literally, even if I've got that hooked up, at the moment that's hooked up Round to here where you can't see where my drums are, and a big multi-core thingy. However, if I want to whack a bass or a synth straight in there, I can do so. Press button in, and it completely bypasses all the other routing, which is great. So if I'm just in the studio on my own, like now, and I want to just quickly get something down, just want to grab a bass or whatever, just lay a track down, I don't have to mess around with any of that. I can literally go in, book, done. And yes, you can do that with the Warm Audio stuff. You can do that with the Golden Age Heritage stuff. You can definitely do that with Neve stuff, but you won't have enough money to get your KFC. You definitely won't have enough money to go out and buy maybe a kind of slightly nice compressor. You definitely won't have enough money to go out and buy other things that you need. And you definitely won't have enough money to go out and buy a middle of the road microphone. In short, unless you're racking up huge credit card debts, or you know, you've got some money, if you've got some money and you want to go for those things, go for those things. But I guarantee you, the Alctron stuff, the build quality is as good, if not better, than the Warm Audios. No loose pots, built like a tank, extremely heavy. The lights work, and it's got input and output meters. Again, super handy. Like you're monitoring your clipping before you're anywhere near your DAW. So, to summarise, it's loads. It's massive bang for the buck. I know that they're a little bit scarce at the moment due to lockdown and stuff. I think a lot of people started buying them up. I'm definitely going to get another 2 channels of that, and then that's 4 on kit at the very least, you know. They're not the be all and end all of preamps. With the way interfaces are these days, there's so many great cheap interfaces like the Audience stuff that have great preamps on it. But I guarantee you, if you compared this with the Unison modelled Neve preamps on the Apollo Twin, which, let's face it, most people who have a home studio or a smaller studio setup have an Apollo Twin these days, because it's become industry standard, and there's bloody good reason for that. It's the plugins. But if you compare the Unison preamps, which I do think are great, their Neve version to these, not a patch. And I have used Neve desks. I have, like I said, I had the Neve clone Golden Age Heritage. That wasn't as good. The WA, that's not, you know, yeah, okay, it's probably a little bit better, but it is not double the price better. And that's really what you have to weigh up. And that's when we say here is before gear, that's exactly what I mean. I could fit that out with very, very, very usable stuff for a fraction of the price I could get one piece from. So, you know, we will be doing a shootout with the Warm Audio version. I actually have one coming in, so that'll be interesting to see. But I wanted to do a video about these pre's because I genuinely think they're brilliant. There's nothing I haven't put them on that it doesn't absolutely make it sick. Look, in short, if you can find some, or they make some more and bring them back out, you should get these. If you like that Neve sound that has got that characteristic to it, you know, and kind of accentuates the high mids, can be really growly right the way around, but also loads of clean headroom and a huge noise floor if you're just driving the output gain rather than the input. These are great for you. They're the closest you're going to get to a 1073 without spending 1073. And they're not good because they're cheap. They're good because they are really bloody good.